So going from memory, which is a big part of our 17-year heritage, our original product line, to our latest product line, as Andy was saying, we launched the HS1 headset last year. And the next product that we're announcing today is the HS1A. It uses the same acoustic design and high quality materials, and has the same high comfort as the award-winning HS1 USB headset, but it uses analog inputs. So this clearly is something that we've tailored for the vast community of performance enthusiasts who have high performance sound cards. It uses inline volume control. It's actually shipping this month, January 2011. And it's got a US recommended retail price of $79.99. So very exciting. Also, our second newest product line is cases. So from cases to a brand new product line for us, which is PC speakers. So today we're announcing two new PC audio products. There's the Gaming Audio Series SP2500 speaker, and the Gaming Audio Series SP2200 PC speaker. So as we were looking at the sort of computer speakers that the PC enthusiast, gamer, and builder would want to buy, we were trying to solve a couple of problems. One was that PC audio systems are often focused on a very powerful subwoofer. It means that compromises are usually taken on the satellites themselves. They're using a so-called full-range driver, which doesn't go as low or quite as high as a multi-way driver would go. Gives you a lot of bass and sounds good in store, but ultimately pretty unsatisfying and not so good for movies or music. On the other side, there's PC speaker systems which are focused on music, which sacrifice the ability to provide floor-shaking bass, if that's what we're trying to achieve. And you lose a lot of that reality, especially in games. Our approach with the SP2500 speaker system was to balance these requirements, and we were using a couple of new digital signal processing techniques and speaker architecture would allow us to deliver high fidelity audio and not sacrifice the ultimate low frequency extension of the subwoofer system. That's the SP2500. So it's a total of 232 watts RMS of total output power across the subwoofer, the tweeter, and mid-range. Works with any PC, works with any audio source. You can plug it straight into a PC sound card. It will connect into a 3.5mm quarter-inch jack, phone output from a console game system, and will work with MP3 players. Designed for gamers who use their PCs for more than just games. So, just peeling back the skin a bit, it uses 6 Class D amplifiers in total, has a very high power digital signal processor to shape and balance the audio. So we've replaced what would normally be traditional crossovers between the tweeter and the mid-range, between the satellites and the subwoofer, with an adjustable digital signal filter. So we're actually doing everything, all filtering, all the crossover that we've done in the digital domain, not using amplifiers, or using passive components like the data capacitors. And the system comes with a controller which has controlling the system and intuitive. So looking first at the satellite system, it's a two-way bi-amplified satellite speaker. Bi-amplified means there's a separate amplifier for the mid-range. Uses ferrofluid-cooled silk dome tweeter units. Has 3-inch mid-range driver units with metal mesh grills, which have been specially tuned so that they don't affect the audio transparency of the system. And each satellite itself is actually a pretty powerful speaker system in itself. They deliver a total of 56 watts of RMS between them, 16 watts on the tweeter and a further 40 watts on the mid-range. So they're pretty powerful without saying. Subwoofer itself was also the subject of quite a detailed design. It uses an 8-inch driver unit, which is actually pretty large size, not often found in control systems. And uses a durable rubber surround rather than paper. The subwoofer itself has bridged dual 60-watt class D amplifiers. So the subwoofer itself is only a 20-watt system itself. And the design itself is actually pretty revolutionary, we believe, in this segment. It uses what's termed a 4-forward bypass enclosure. So what it means is that instead of having the speaker system mounted on the baffle with a hole in the baffle, which is a port, it's acoustically less efficient, which means you need a more powerful amplifier. But actually, the frequency response tends to be much flatter if you have a sealed enclosure, so-called infinite baffle. We've sort of combined the best of both worlds by having the speaker itself in a tight, enclosed box. We've got 120 watt class D amplifier to power it, and the speaker itself is driving into a secondary acoustic enclosure, which is a tube port in itself. And all that means is that we have the best of both worlds. We have maximum frequency response and flat response of the speaker unit, and the tuning box itself, so that it's focused on the sort of frequencies that we don't get too much overlap or distortion or crossover with the unwanted crossover with the satellites. So the controller itself is a desktop-mounted unit, separate of the satellites. This is a 1.8-inch TFT display. It's a large central click-scroll wheel and dedicated backlit buttons for the major functions. It controls the volume, the subwoofer level, the EQ. You can select between a number of program modes, which I'll describe in a second, and also select the input source. It has on the front of the controller itself, it has 2.5 millimeter, so you can plug your iPod or your iPhone straight into it, bypassing the PC. And it has a local headphone output as well. And it also has USB connector. It's not a USB device, but we are planning to offer a number of EQ and other programming upgrades in the future. So you can actually flash update the firmware on the digital DSP segment through your PC. And for that, provide a USB interface. Let me talk a bit about the equalizer settings. We spent a lot of time looking at it was a sort of both a blessing and a curse. With a digital crossover, it means that we can tune it any way we want, which is partly why we've left it open-ended and we're going to offer downloads in the future. But we've set the equalizer settings so that you can basically, you don't need to adjust it on the PC. You can select from a number of different pre-programmed modes that are already in there. One of the key ones, and for example, is something we call Mod X. Some of you who are familiar with home theatre or review home theatre systems might well have heard about the so-called X curve, which is an equalization curve that sound engineers who are mixing movies tend to build into the sound. The reason is the movies are designed to be played back in halls far bigger than this, so it's a very large hall environment. The frequency drop-off because of the number of bodies in there and the size of the hall. It's very different from your living room, and that in itself is very different to sitting right in front of the computer. We've one of the program modes we've got in there is Mod X, and all it does is back converts the so-called X curve back to a near-field listening experience. You actually take out the equalization of the engineering to make it sound correct or right in front of you to have the exaggerated highs and lows. Just going to the DSP programs themselves, there's a number of pre-selectable DSP programs that supply standard in the future we will be upgrading and adding to. One of these late night code, as I was saying before, the satellites themselves are quite powerful themselves. And for late night gaming or late night listening, We put in a mode where you don't actually turn off the sun, so it's not shaking the floor, and you're still getting the full range. And what it's doing is dynamically adjusting the digital crossover so that it's not crossing over down to the subwoofer anymore, and the entire signal bandwidth is coming out through the satellite speakers. Dynamic pop is another equalization curve we put in to respond to listening to pop music. And we've got a number of environmental programs as well for reverb and delay and echo. So the little brother, little sister to the SP2500 is the SP2200. We've designed that as a class-leading 2.1 pieces speaker system. It has a 46-watt RMS output. Has very solid performance at a great price, and it's going to be available later this month as well, with a suggested retail price of $99.99. I don't think I mentioned before, but the SP2500 is going to have a target street price of $259 US. So just briefly going over the SP2200, the satellites have 2-inch full-range drivers. Has a more traditional ported subwoofer using a 6-inch driver. And the controls will be housed in the right satellite to minimize the cluttering and dusting.